Today, I'm going to be sharing about non-attachment sustainability, kind of like a way to think about it. So every moment we can plant seeds while being present. This means that we are appointing ministers for the future so we can be even more present. That's what sustainability is for me. And even though we don't need to apologize for putting ourselves first, what sustainability is strengthening our own core. It cannot be dependent on anyone during this time. The source is within, which our traumas taught us because they were our paths, each one individually, to enlightenment. Being on fire as a service, growing in all directions, but not to take up space or around leaning on any of the other trees. It's about also the knowledge that I am a luminary, each one individually. If it hurts to see things the light shines on, then we can turn it into a role-playing where we're an accidental spy with a headlamp on our third eye. Relying on ourselves is not only the only way, always, but it's the one with the most worth strengthening to play the game, regardless of whether we designed it. And the relief is eventually felt after letting go of the need to know, because God is feeling I am good, right, innocent, feeling the pressure lifted. I don't need to anything anymore. There's no needs. We're liberated from misaligning and being able to stretch to capacity a tiny bit. It's a lingering. And I want to share from the Brahma kumaris is a group from Manhattan where we learn about how ego is like a virus of the soul. And the Brahma kumaris is a group that specifically they're from the Abrahamic religion, that there's like a soul, spirit, light, and that's the most real thing, and we're guests in the world, and kind of how to live with that consciousness when we're in such a physical world. So how do we keep our sanity is our sanitization of the mind. It's to notice things like thoughts. Thoughts are feelings, energy we give off, our atmosphere around us, and our body state are all part of it. And when we're in overthinking, it's like a jumping focus, distractibility, a cycling. There's irritation, anger, negative thinking, destructive thinking, arrogance, hopelessness, feeling like a victim, helpless or weak, anxiety, gloom, doom, fear, depressed and down, exhaustion, drainage. Really like the anger that we can each one sort of remember. When we stretch past time, it's to be present enough to see the choices in order to see how we're creating the future, like in a time-traveling way. Worry doesn't help the situation or really change anything. That's unwise. Rather, we redirect our mental energy, if not for the future, then for now, to be constructive as much as possible and do things we pushed off for when we have more time, things that make us go inward, things we like, things that lift our spirits, that calm us. Because the mind is like an organ of consciousness, and a healthy mind sees the interconnectivity, not the fragments. Functions of the mind are creating thoughts and feelings, an attitude, a sense of awareness. This could be anything like time, place, identity. And the intellect strengthening, wisdom is held here and can guide the mind, right? So then we have discernment, which is like maybe common sense, and strengthening our mind, which is by not a practice of non-attachment. This is like a silent introspection versus like me, mine, it starts to lead to this state of being, which is that this too will pass. There's a sense of impermanence, whether it's good or whether it's bad, and the power to truly see what is beneficial, meaningful, and worthwhile, rather than denial or repression. Rather, we see the bigger picture than get trapped by the details. And this is how we can end up practicing a growth-oriented taking of accounts, also known as what can I learn or change or shift, like what can I do, versus the complaining, taking personally, avoiding, blaming. And this is a lot about how we look at our challenges. Maybe our mind doesn't want to work hard, but like they give us the opportunity to strengthen. The heroes and villains both arise from crisis. Both do. So how can we serve or be of benefit and contribute versus the desiring, the needing, the demanding? The main way is gratitude. We have to reflect on those who believed in us and invested in us, or the good experiences and positive gifts we have, and our amazing loyal bodies. We can see everything as a miracle. With appreciation, it helps us to be less sensitive to the one thing that might be overtaking us. Sanitization or sanity is putting things in perspective. It gives relativity. It reminds us of impermanence. And there we can be proud of our strengths of character, how we chose to respond instead of to react, and an openness to the future of not just being on a repeat of the past, but we let go of the expectations, even our animosity, allowing for new possibilities. That's how we awaken to the spiritual being that has a higher nature versus being just a body in the physical world. The real self is a higher potential. It is not indicated by the body or the appearance, because the body is an extra, it's a tool. True nature is timelessness, free, clear, wise, peaceful, clean, loving, benevolent, dignified, lightness, and calm. And the value and self-respect don't depend on a temporary, perishable, or accumulated thing when we remember we're like a guest in this body, in this world. And all of this leads to refinement, ease, calm, and healing, and empowering and strengthening. And the Brahma kumaris can also be known as the Manhattan Meditation Center, because it's all about meditation on the true nature of ourselves, rather than when we get caught up and fragmented. This is, it's not necessary to look at it as a religion. It's about the way Abraham looked up at the stars and knew that he's not in a world with no God. He's in a world, not where there's chaos and randomness, but where everything actually has a purpose and is all connected. I'll leave this there and wish you the best. Tomorrow I'm excited about how I'm going to be sharing about now putting on the crown is like awakening to our potential. And so obviously meditation is a tool for self-actualization. And to actualize our potential, we need to awaken to it. I'll be sharing about that tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.